Hello, Southover School. It's Maia Eden here again. I'm your Patina artist for 2020, and today I'm going to show you the avatar dolls that I've made for Victorians, and I'm going to show you how to make them. But I do want you to bear in mind that they are only ideas, and one of the silver linings to doing the project like this year is that you get creative freedom on the designs that you put on there, as long as there's a Victorian element to them, but you can be creative with that. And if you enjoy art and creativity, then you can spend a long time on this and really research it and add lots and lots of details. So first of all, thank you for sending in your drawings, which I put in my sketchbooks. I love a sketchbook. I've got lots of drawings, and then I added some of yours in here. I was inspired by those. Some nice hats and some hair there. And some very funky ones at the end here. I couldn't put them all in, but thank you for sending them. Some very sort of modern twist on them. So if you want, you could add a modern twist to your Victorian lady or gentleman. So I'm going to show you what I made. So first of all, the lady. There she is. And she's got a hat with slightly drooping feathers there. No, she doesn't have legs, the other one does, she doesn't. So you can see that that is just cardboard. It's got white paper on it, and I've done some designs and coloured them in. You can paint them, you can draw them, leave them just drawn if you like. Research some costumes and have a look at some of the designs for Victorian clothes, and you can add your own on there. The Victorian gentleman doesn't have a stick at the back for a puppet. Looks like he's ready to go out on the town. He's got top hat, moustache, jacket, bow tie, and some legs here that have got magazine, colourful magazine pages, paper mache'd onto there. But again, you can paint, you can decide, you could use material. If you've got scraps of material, you can use that as well. So I'm going to show you how to make them, but first I just need to remind you about health and safety, that you have someone, a parent, helping you if you need help, and just to check in with you about what you're doing. You're going to be using scissors, so just check in with them that that's okay, and be safe, and keep your workspace tidy. I like to prepare a lot, so I like to have everything ready, so it's all just to hand. So I've got it all here for you. I'm going to show you what to make. First of all, the materials. The materials that you're going to need are newspaper. I've used the Sussex Express, ripped in half and in half again. Cereal packet, trimmed, so you've got two sheets there and 2 strips. Toilet roll tubes. You make as many avatars as you like. So you could just do one, you could do several. So you need loo roll tubes, newspaper, tape. I'm using masking tape. You can use sellotape, but you need to use less of it. I'll explain why later. A glue stick if you've got one. PVA glue, which will be mixed 50-50 with water, 50% water, 50% glue, and stirred really well, or shaken if it's in a jar. Pencil, scissors, and I think that's about it. If I remember anything else as we go. Oh yeah, you could collect, if you want to, some magazine pages. I've got some colourful pieces out of magazines that I used for various bits and pieces, or you can paint sheets of paper in the colour you want the dress or the suit. It doesn't have to be black. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make the body and the head and the limbs first. Ready? So get yourself some tape, just a few centimetres long. Get lots of those, maybe about 10 pieces. Get that all ready so you don't have to keep stopping. That's all ready. And you're going to take your sheet, this is for the arms and legs, and you're going to scrunch that up, and you're going to twist in the middle and tape. Twist and tape. And you're going to twist and tape all the way down. If you're using masking tape, you can cover that. If not, if you're using sellotape, just do every other, maybe a couple of centimetres between. And the best way to do it is if you are using sellotape, you can do it, also do this if you're going to be using masking tape, is once you've got, you'll end up with 3 like that, they'll end up like this, all taped. Leave one end with a bit of newspaper hanging out the end because you're going to attach and do things with that. But also what you can do is just use a little bit of sellotape if you're using sellotape, and then paper mache by putting the glue on the newspaper, put it at an angle, hold it down and wrap it like a helter-skelter. There's quite a few things in here that actually I remember doing with willow as well, helter-skelter. There's a technique in willow that we do. So you do that down, get your brush again, put more glue over the top and sculpt it. You're going to be a sculptor. Sculpt it so there's no air bubbles, and you can do that all the way down. That's optional, you don't have to do that. But that's what you're going to do for, so the gentleman's legs, I did that with the magazine. I did helter-skelter, paper mache. You could have one leg one colour, one leg another. This is to sort of emulate sort of tweedy sort of look. If you look at men's trousers, you'll see what kind of things they wore, but you don't have to be exact. You can have creative freedom. So next I'm going to explain how to make the head. So for the head, use a smaller bit of newspaper, scrunch it into a ball, and then tape it all together so you haven't got anything coming out like that. So you have a nice ball like this, and then you get another sheet and put it over the top, wrap it round, and I want you to have a bit hanging down, and you're going to tape that. So this is the neck. It's going to be nice and strong, that neck. And if you want, it's optional again, but if you want to, you can also paper mache the head. It'll just make it nice and strong. So again, glue on one side of the newspaper, and you can just put a couple of strips over the head to secure that, and maybe one from the head wrapped around the neck. You don't have to put much on, and then sculpt it again with your brush and your fingers, and then wash your hands so they're clean for the next bit. So you've got your head, and you've got your legs, and you've got your toilet roll tube, which you're going to cut down the middle. And I'm going to show you how to attach. So you're going to attach the head first of all, and you can use a stapler if you're allowed to. Ask a grown-up first, because you've got to be careful. And you can staple that on, or you can just tape it to the inside. Tape the legs, and if you want to, a more permanent way, if you want to keep your doll a long time, staples will work, but you could just put a couple of strips of paper mache across there and across there if you want it to last forever. Paper mache is amazing stuff. So you're going to have that, and then you're going to close it up once the head's secure, not wobbling. Tape it at the back, tape down the front. You could actually put a stapler in there if you can get the stapler in. Make sure that's closed. And then you're going to add your arms at the back. Make sure it's in the middle, like that, not off to one side. Tape it up near the, not right at the top. Tape it down. So the best way to do it is to put a piece of tape down, like that. You probably need 2 pieces, and then put, so you see that, and then put tape across there and across there, and then down again. So it's like they're going to do perpendicular, there's a good word. Who thought you were using maths? I think that is. So you do tape that way, horizontally and vertically, to secure, so make it nice and secure. Again, if you want to, you could put a little bit of paper mache, just little strips there, over the back to secure the arms. So you'll have something that looks like this. Then you can put on the back a stick, could be a pencil, a stick from the garden as long as it's dry. And you need a longer piece of tape. Excuse me. You tape that on one side. I've got a pencil here, you could use a pencil as well actually. And you're going to make a little flap like that. And the reason for that is if you've ever done shadow puppetry, that's probably a little bit big, you're going to tape that, which I'll show you on this one, like that, onto the back. Again, you're going to do crisscross, piece across the top, lift it up, attach, pieces across the bottom so that's nice and secure. That's going to be your stick if you want one. You don't, it's optional, you don't have to have one. So the next thing I'm going to show you is the hats. So the hats are, you'll need your scissors, you'll need your cereal packet, and what you're going to do is you're going to cut round a circle. If you've got a roll of tape, just draw around the tape, and then you're going to draw a smaller hole about the size of the toilet roll tube, maybe a little bit smaller. And then what you're going to do is you're going to poke a hole through the cardboard like that with a pencil, and you're going to cut triangles. Can you see that? I've cut triangles. Now they're going to be to attach, but before you fold them, going to attach to the top of the hat. Before you fold them over, I want you to get a pair of scissors closed, and I want you to, on a desk or tabletop, I want you to just score gently round that inner circle, and that will help you fold the triangles back. So now you can fold those triangles right back, so you'll end up with something like that. Okay, so put that to one side, and then you're going to make the top. So the top hat bit. So you decide how tall you want it or how small. It's quite a tall one. Some of them are quite tall. Have a look at pictures and decide how big you want it. So you cut yourself a strip, a cereal packet. Curve that. That's why I love cereal packets. It curves one way, it doesn't curve the other. You'll find out which way. But they're fantastic for making things. And this needs to fit inside and push through that hole and pull it up so it's flush with the underneath. Can you see that? Shouldn't be poking out like this. It's got to be flush. Then you're going to attach with tape, attach some of the triangles so that it's in place. Again, you can use a stapler if you can get that down there, but make sure you ask an adult, that's okay. And carry on going right round, and then put some tape on the bottom there as well. Once that's done, pull up the sides. This has come out because I haven't completely taped it. I'll just show you that bit again. So you pull up the sides and tape them like that. Obviously this is just a prototype, yours will be much neater than that. Spend time on it and it'll look really lovely and neat. So you can either staple that either side or tape it so you've got that shape there. Then to secure that to the head, we're not going to do that yet, but that's secured to the head by another blue roll tube. And it will be, this will be attached to the inside of the hat like that. So put two, they're like straps. And then that will be taped to your head. Can you see that? Then you can tape that to the head and you won't see that when it's painted. So for the lady one, she's got feathers in hers, because quite a lot of the pictures that I saw, I'll show you, they had quite beautiful hats. Actually, the front of my sketchbook's got a lot of Victorian mixture there. They had these beautiful hats with feathers, and this is what this drawing here, I based it on that one there. So I drew it out. So I've made feather shapes. The way you can make those feather shapes, just draw out in paper or on your magazine page if you're using a magazine page. Or you could go for a walk and find some real feathers and put those in and just tape them on or staple them on. So for her dress, do some sketches, do your research and have a look at what shapes you like. They had quite nipped in waists in the Victorian times. And draw it out first on some plain paper. And then what I would do is I would look at the designs, fill them in, and you're going to either colour them in, paint them. You could even use material if you want to put scraps of material on there. And what I did with her arms is I did something slightly different, is I just stapled them to the back. I cut them in half and stapled them to the back, if you want to do that. So that was on card, so the paper was on the card. And for the man, oh, I'll show you. That's how I attached it. More pieces of toilet roll tube attached to the back, and that wraps round the body like that. You wrap it round and tape it to the back. So the man's, I drew shapes. I took the shapes of the tailcoats and I simplified them. So I've got a t-shirt shape for the front, and I've got the back shape there with a slit there, do you see? Very subtle. In fact, I'll cut that again so you can see that better. You see? So you can make that any colour you like. You can use matte, like I said, you can make it really fancy. I've gone for black, just simplicity. Then you cut out a bow tie and a moustache. They loved their interesting facial hair in Victorian times. See if I can find you a picture. So yeah, fun. They go wild with that. And then I PVA'd this to the body, so I painted some PVA on my toilet roll tube, a bit on the back of the paper, and then I popped it on. You wrap it round. Oh, you need a little bit of white there, a little V for the white shirt there. So pop that on. And then get your brush and you can go over it. You could tape it on as well if you want to. You could just use tape. And the same for the back. You will need to make a little hole, cut a little hole for the stick if you're going to have one. I didn't have one on mine. I think that's it. So the bow tie, the dress, you could make several outfits. I made these. I thought this was quite a nice idea. It's a bit like those dolls, dressing up dolls, paper dolls that we used to have in the 70s. And you could just add them. You could make a few. I think that would be a nice idea. And if you do have a sketchbook, not everyone has sketchbooks, you could just put them inside there and we could have them on display, which brings me to the end of the video. And I need to tell you that we can hopefully have a display, an exhibition later in the year. And for that, we need you to send a picture, a photo of your avatars, your models, your dolls, or a short video which is no longer than 10 seconds, 10 seconds maximum. And these need to be done by the 6th of June. Now I'm not sure you can see that, I'm having trouble focusing that, but it's the 6th of June. And they need to go to the email address Patina 2020 Southover @gmail.com. Now, because these are going to go on display or I think they're going to go in a film as well, I would love to see your avatars. So send pictures by the 6th of June. Have fun. I hope you enjoy it. And you can also make banners, headdresses, anything you like. Just, you can creatively go colours and all the designs, but you can do that. So have fun, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.